Hey guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Monday the 11th of June. I'm using the Wildwood Tarot for today's reading. Let's have a look at what the cards want you to know, what you're going to be working with, and what the energy is all about. So let's choose 3 cards. We have the Archer, the 7th card of the Major Arcana, which is the Chariot. Then we have the Seer, which in the Major Arcana is the High Priestess. And let's pick a final card. Let's see where we go. Let's take this one. We have the Page of Stones, the Lynx. Okay, so let's see what this means. First of all, the Chariot in the regular tarot appears as a man in a chariot with 2 sphinxes. One is black and one is white, and they're pulling him forward, and the card represents triumph and victory and success. And it's something that you will, like, you take the sphinxes, you know, you put the bridles on them, and then you say, we're going in this direction. So you're the kind of boss, you're the person in charge. In this deck, they've turned it into the Archer and a huntress with these hounds who uses her skill to really hit the target, to be triumphant, to be successful in her endeavors, what she's trying to do. And they've taken a more kind of natural in-action approach to this card. So the great thing about today is, and by the way, I use the traditional meanings of each card, but I get guided to use different decks every day. And there's a reason for that. And there's a reason that we don't have someone in a chariot with sphinxes today. There's a reason we have an Archer. An Archer is like Sagittarius in astrology. Sagittarius is the centaur. He's half horse, he's half man. And he's always got his bow and arrow, and he's pointing that bow and arrow at some target in the future that he wants to gallop towards and that he wants to learn about, and that's exciting and new and adventurous. So the card is saying is that you have this ability to explore both the higher realms. So if you're looking to explore spirituality or relationships or creativity, any of those things you can really delve into and you'll be successful with them. And any physical things that you want to achieve as well. So starting a new business or registering a company, making the decision to move, pointing your arrow at Texas when you're living in Ohio, whatever that is. If you set your sights on something today and you let go of the arrow, you make your decision, then you'll be successful and triumphant in that. The next card is the Seer, and the Seer is the Oracle. She's the High Priestess who knows everything. She has access to the collective unconscious, to the Akashic records, and that's why she's so wise. So again, usually it's a woman who sits beyond a black pillar and a white pillar, and she's in the middle of that. And we've got that here as well, the black sphinx and the white sphinx. And it means that these cards are beyond good and evil. These are things that override the spiritual laws of the universe. They're given to you via the universe, and it's something special that is being given to you on a silver platter. So you're beyond good and evil today, and you've got the personal space to decide where you're going to point your arrow, where you're going to shoot the arrow. And that is based on the information that you have gathered, which is going to tell you about yourself, about circumstances. For instance, it might be that I have to move because I get the sense that there's going to be some trouble in this area and I'm going to get out of here. Or it may be that I am an intuitive and I want to work as an intuitive, and I'm in a really religious fundamentalist community here. I get the sense that if I want to do this, I'm going to have to move, or I'm going to have to start a company elsewhere, or I have to set goals in some sort of way. And the good news is that the goals and the content will arise within you via your feelings. The High Priestess is really the psychic in the tarot. She knows everything. She's connected to the universal knowledge and power. It's in this deck, she's really connected with the earth, and she uses the earth to see beyond into the spiritual. So she takes a very earthy approach to look beyond the surface level illusion of what's going on, and she sees to the truth. Now, there is a place where everything is held, our spiritual journey, our past lives, what our destiny is. There is this pool that holds all that information, and we can all access that. That's why people give it different names, like the Akashic records and the collective unconscious, because we are all one, and we know things as human beings, and we share certain thoughts, and we all vibrate at the same level to some degree, because we're all the same. So you can really look into yourself and look into other people's situation today intuitively, and you'll be able to make a decision on that other person. So whether you're deciding to set a goal to be in a partnership with a certain person, you'll get the emotional guidance whether this person is reliable and whether he or she deserves your love. And also, you'll be able to set your sights on creative goals in terms of what you want to express, how you want to express your feelings in some sort of tangible physical way. So through writing or painting or sculpture. Water is also healing. So you may have the desire and the target in mind to heal someone you love in your family, in friends, anyone in your life, and you get the information that a certain type of healing would really be useful. You can then pursue that and really get that organized for your friend with their permission, of course, to try a new treatment or something, and you feel that it's going to work, and you wouldn't get that guidance unless there was something to it. Finally, we've got the Page of Stones, which is a Lynx. The Page is a court card. It's the least experienced. Then it goes to the Knight or the Princess or the Prince. And then finally it graduates to the King and Queen. It's a matter of learning how to deal with the energy of stones, which is pentacles, coins, and which represents the element of earth. A lynx is kind of smart though. A lynx is pretty self-reliant, confident. It moves through nature. It's very aligned with nature. Its body is designed to hunt and to be quiet and stealthy and to do everything in a pretty undercover sort of way. So you may get this idea to make changes to your life. How often have we heard that lately? Seriously, to make changes to your life. But you have the ability to keep that to yourself today and to do it kind of below the radar. And I think it's especially true for people who want to change their lives, who realize that they need to change their lives, and that if they have to make those changes, certain people are going to be upset. So to avoid the upset and the resistance you would get from other people, you make these changes or you make these plans under the radar, like I said, and that's really going to enable you to move forward in the direction that you want based on emotional messages that you got today, which you can trust and which are for your highest good. So number-wise, we've got 7 and 2 is 9 and 1 is 10. 10 reduces to 1 in numerology, and 1 is about being a leader or being the person in the limelight, being in the spotlight. It's also being independent, and it's about taking the initiative to create things by yourself. So number 1 is also the Magician in the tarot. It's the first card of the major arcana, and he's someone who, let me find the Magician actually, because I'm interested in what he looks like in this deck. And while I'm doing that, I'm just going to complain about these noisy leaf blowers that they've got. I closed the window here in the living room because there was a leaf blower, but I forgot that in my office, I've left the window open and you can hear the leaf blower, can't you? All it does is it moves leaves from one place to another, but it makes such a noise. It's such noise pollution. I think those things, I hate them. They're the worst. They're really the worst invention ever made. They need to create some quiet ones. So I'm sitting on the other side of my flat and that window's open and you can still hear it. Anyway. Number one, let's see. Where is number one? Here we go. The shaman. The shaman. So the shaman is someone who draws on the power and on the energy of nature to create magic in the world. And that's what you're doing today. You have access to the collective unconscious, which is giving you amazing info. Then you will take that info and point your bow and arrow towards it so you can go in that direction. Because the archer is the chariot and the triumph and the victory card in the tarot, that venture will be successful and you have the ability to do that independently, undercover, and it leads to something bigger. The page is always going to graduate and become the king or the queen eventually. So this is a new opportunity that you create for yourself. It comes from within you, that has huge potential to grow. And the fundamental energy of this reading then via the numerology is the shaman who takes his desires and his feelings and he uses natural tools at his disposal, which in your terms is not a dagger or a piece of horn or a skull. It'll be your ability to write good emails and to really present yourself very well or to be charming. So it's about creating your life the way you want it and having real potential to then create life as you want it to be. And that has been such a big theme lately. And we've got another day here where you're very teachable, you're learning things, but you can expect triumph and success and victory on this day. So whatever comes to you and whatever you try your hand at, you're going to be really successful at it and it looks really, really good. So I hope you have a great day. If you would like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And just to give you a little bit of info about the private readings, I use the tarot, numerology, and astrology, and I combine all three. So the way I combine the numbers here with the tarot, I do that with all three divination tools. The astrology chart gives me a blueprint of who you are on a soul level. It shows me what your life purpose is, what your talents are when it comes to work, what's destined for you in the areas of money and love and health, and also what's coming up in future. I can find out your date, your time of birth, if you don't have that, through a process called chart rectification. And I can also look at compatibility with another person, whether you would make a good match. So if you have any of those questions or you'd like a natal chart report or analysis, then please get in touch via the website. It is gregoryscott.com. Please remember to subscribe. I think I've said that already, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.